Thanks for joining SAP S/4HANA Finance training course. In this course, we will cover the following training contents. In section 1, I will give you an introduction to SAP S/4HANA Finance and SAP Fiori. Then in section 2, I will demonstrate you the extended functionality in copying company code or to create a new company code. Then in section 3, I will show you that now you can create general ledger and cost elements together through the transaction code FS00. And we can now use transaction code OKB9 to make cost center default with the cost element. And then I will show you the transaction codes for primary and secondary cost elements, which are now FS00, the same we use to create general ledger accounts. Then I will show you the cost element group, and then I will create a GL master in SAP Fiori. In section 4, we will cover the integration of CO and FI and see that now we do not need reconciliation ledger and posting CO documents to FI. But the only exception in the configuration is intercompany clearing account. Then in section 5, I will show you that now business partner master data is mandatory to create customer and vendor. And I will also show you the configuration of business partner, customer master, and vendor master. And then we will see the one-time customer configuration and the creation of one-time customer. And I will show you that we can also create customer or vendor directly, and business partner master data will be created automatically. And then we will see tables for BP, customer, and vendor. In section 6, I will tell you that how in SAP S/4HANA Finance we can get benefit of SAP HANA database native capabilities, especially OLTP and OLAP, which are combined in SAP HANA. So the data analysis and processes are possible now in real time. And then there will be a lecture on simplification and compatibility views, as SAP HANA database simplifies the data model, and now it consists only of the essential tables which record business data and has expired index tables and aggregate tables. And as a replacement, it has introduced compatibility views. And then I will demonstrate you what is universal journal and its table AC DOCA, which is single source of truth. It means that data is stored once in the database table as compared to the traditional databases where the data was repeated in different tables. And one single source of truth removes redundancy as well. So the new architecture of Universal Journal I will demonstrate you in SAP S/4HANA. In section 7, I will show you the ledger configuration with accounting principles and a new screen for currency settings for company code. And then I will create a non-leading ledger, appendix ledger, which is a newly introduced ledger in SAP S/4HANA, and the benefits of ledger approach. Then I will define ledger for version 0 in controlling and ledger group for CO postings. In section 8, we will see new asset accounting in SAP S/4HANA Finance, and I will first show you the configuration of accounting principles assigned to depreciation areas and transfer of acquisition and production cost values and transfer of depreciation terms. And then I will assign chart of depreciation to the company code. There is a new concept which is introduced in asset accounting, that is technical clearing account. So first I will show its configuration, and then I will post an asset acquisition with technical clearing account. Then I will show you an updated view of Asset Explorer screen, which has now categorized the column with depreciation areas. Then I will show you the deleted transactions in asset accounting, and I will show you how SAP S/4HANA has simplified the depreciation posting run screen, and the new transaction code ABLDT, which is now used to load asset data. And then I will show the architectural changes in asset accounting tables. In section 9, I will show you that now we can create bank master through SAP Fiori app that is manage banks, and we do not need to use FI01 transaction code and FI12 transaction code anymore. We can use SAP Fiori app to do that. Similarly, SAP Fiori cash position app and liquidity forecast app have replaced cash management transaction codes. Then in section 10, I will show you the period and closing changes. In period 11, I will show you cost center planning and its period and transaction codes and GL planning change, which are now executed in SAP Business Client. Then in section 12, there will be summary of the course. Then finally, in section 13, I will give you an additional information in the bonus lecture. SAP S/4HANA Finance, which is the first business application developed for the SAP S/4HANA platform or business suite. I will start with the introduction of SAP S/4HANA Finance, including its different releases till date. SAP S/4HANA Finance and SAP Simple Finance. The two terms have been confusing for most of the people. So, no more confusion, as SAP S/4HANA Finance was previously known as SAP Simple Finance, and this term SAP Simple Finance is no longer an official brand. Next, SAP S/4HANA Finance is available as both on-premise and cloud versions. SAP S/4HANA Finance as SAP Simple Finance was first released on-premise in March 2015 as version 1503. Similarly, the first cloud version of SAP S/4HANA Finance was released in March 2016 as 1603. And with this release, SAP Simple Finance is known as SAP S/4HANA Finance. Just to keep in mind that SAP releases on-premise version once per year and cloud version quarterly. So after March 2016, several versions for on-premise and cloud were released, which we will have a look in our next slides. Here is the roadmap for on-premise releases. In 2015, two versions were released, 1503, 1511 from SAP, and then in 2016, two versions, 1605 and 1610. And similarly in 2017, only one version was released, 1709, and in 2018, 1809 was released, and in 2019, 1909 was released. So looks like after 2016, on-premise release was once a year. Similarly, here is the roadmap of cloud version releases. In 2016, SAP releases its quarterly cloud versions 1603, 1605, 1608, 1611. And similarly in 2017, four versions, and in 2018, four new versions, 1802, 05, 08, 11, and 2019 so far there are three versions, 02, 05, and 08. So, and continuous innovation. So continuous innovation means that SAP still working to bring advancement in its new version in line of the latest technology. So further in the future, new versions will be released with latest innovation and with latest technologies. In SAP S/4HANA system, if you want to find out which version you are using, so you can check through the top menu bar under System, Status, and in Status, you can go under SAP System Data, Product Version, and click on this details button. And then you will have two subtabs open. So the second one, which says installed product version, you can click on it, and here you will have the information about the product which you are using. So yours, so my one is SAP Fiori for S/4HANA, and its release is 1809. So I'm using 1809, which is the on-premise release of SAP S/4HANA. SAP S/4HANA finance processes or transactions can now be run through SAP Fiori apps or applications, which was not possible in previous SAP versions. So we will have a look at our next lecture. What is SAP Fiori? SAP Fiori is the cloud-based latest interface which was specifically developed for SAP S/4HANA. The word Fiori means flowers in Italian. When you open the SAP Fiori homepage application, you will see a picture of the flowers. I can also demonstrate this through SAP Fiori app logo, which you can see that it has got the picture of a flower. And if you open SAP Fiori app, so the home page will also show you the picture of a flower. As we discussed in one of our previous lectures, that if we compare the architecture of SAP S/4HANA Business Suite with SAP R/3, then according to that, HANA is the database layer, S/4HANA is the application layer, and Fiori is the presentation layer, which users can use to process the transactions and analyze the data. So in one sense, we can say that the previous blue screen of SAP ERP has been replaced by SAP Fiori, thanks to SAP S/4HANA. SAP Fiori now is a new user experience or user interface for SAP software. Further, Fiori apps are developed by SAP UI5, which is the development tool. It uses web technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which are programming languages. About its version, the latest version of SAP UI5 is 7.54, and SAP has released 6 versions of SAP Fiori till date. The first version of SAP Fiori, that is version 1.0, was released first time in 2013. So where we can find the information about the versions in SAP S/4HANA system. So I'm in SAP S/4HANA system and I want to find out which version of SAP UI5 I'm using and which Fiori version I am currently using. So I will go to System, Status, and click on Product Version Details. And this screen will open. And here you can see SAP UI5. So I'm using 7.53 and currently the latest version is 7.54. And similarly, if I want to find out which SAP Fiori version I'm using, so go to the second tab, that is Installed Product Versions, and I am using version 5. SAP Fiori Front End Server, or its abbreviation is FES, and the latest version of SAP Fiori is 6.0. So now if you want to see SAP Fiori Launchpad, you have two options to open SAP Fiori Launchpad. The first is you can either click SAP Fiori Launchpad link through SAP Easy Access screen, or you will have an icon on your desktop which says Fury or SAP Fury. You can double click on that and this screen will open. Maximize it and enter your username and password. Remember, you can also change your password through SAP Fury. You don't need to use transaction code SU01 in SAP Easy Access screen. So click Log On. And SAP Fury apps will appear on your launchpad. So now if you want to see SAP S/4HANA Finance apps, so you can scroll down. For example, if you click on Master Data, so this will display all the apps related to SAP S/4HANA Finance Master Data. For example, manage profit centers, manage GL account master data, manage chart of accounts. So you don't need to use SAP Easy Access screen anymore. You can do the same process into SAP Fury. Further, if you want to see transactional apps, so you can click this arrow and go to Customer Master. And through this app, you can create Customer Master, you can create Supplier Master. So you have options now through SAP Fiori Launchpad. Similarly, you can see payments apps in SAP S/4HANA Finance through SAP Fiori. For example, post outgoing payments, post customer down payment requests. You can also create supplier invoice through SAP Fiori app, just like you do with the transaction code FB60. In SAP S/4HANA, the company code functionality has been expanded as compared to SAP ECC. That is, that now you can assign a controlling area at the initial stage while setting up a new company code or copy a new company code. So the dialog box will ask you if you want to copy the controlling area or not. So in ECC, that was not the case. So we will see that into both systems. So as usual, on the right hand side, it is SAP ECC, and on the left, it is SAP S/4HANA. So I will go to SAP ECC first. In order to create the company code, we use menu path or transaction code, that is EC01. Let's go through the menu path. So first we use transaction code SPRO to access implementation guide screen, and then click on SAP reference IMG, and we will go to enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, and edit company, delete, check company code. So that's how we copy the company code to create a new company code. So if we double click on it and copy this icon, which we normally do, and copy, let's say, the template for UK company code, that is 2000. And we want to create a new company code. Suppose it is AZ05 or 06. and click continue. So the dialog box is asking if we want to copy the GL account company code data. So here you must click yes, because the rule is that in order to assign your company code to the controlling area, the fiscal year variant and chart of accounts should be same. If this will not be same, you cannot assign your company code to the controlling area. That is also very popular question in the certification exam questions and also in interviews. So I will click yes. And this is asking the reference company code has local currency GBP. So I want to assign local currency GBP. I don't want to allocate a different local currency. So I will say no again. And certain dialog boxes will appear. We will just continue to create a new company code. If you want to transport number ranges, you can say yes, otherwise no. So I will say yes. And a new company code will be created. We will create a new customizing request. So this is company code AZ06 and then save. And finally, company code 2000 copy to AZ06. Next, after copying the company code, you can go and check its global parameters. So we can check the global parameters for a company code through financial accounting and then financial accounting global settings and then global parameters for company code. Execute that and go to position and look for your company code which you have just created. Double click on that and from here you can see that which objects have been copied. So company code assignment to controlling area is none. Okay, so now I will show you in SAP S/4HANA, we will create a company code by copying another company code which has already got a controlling area assignment. And then we will see in global parameters whether there is any assignment for company code with controlling area. So we will see that into SAP S/4HANA now. In SAP S/4HANA, we will go through the transaction code EC01 instead of going, through the long menu path. So it's easier to go through the transaction code. Click copy and from company code. So let's say my company code is AZ01 and I want to create a new company code AZ02 and AZ01 has already got a controlling area. So I will click on continue and the dialog box to copy the GL account has been appeared again in S/4HANA. So again, as I mentioned into ECC, that in order to assign your company code to the controlling area, you must have the same chart of accounts and fiscal year variant. So here we are supposed to allocate the same chart of accounts to the target company code if we want to copy or if we want to assign the controlling area to the company code. So I will click yes. As you can see now that the dialog box is asking us that if we want to copy the controlling area assignment. So it says controlling area AZ01 and controlling area are assigned one to one. Both can be copied together. So this was not the case into SAP ECC. So just remember that if the dialog says that in structure mod both can be copied together, so it means that controlling area will not be assigned to the company code here. Here when we create the company code by copying from another company code. So this dialog box will not assign controlling area to company code because you have to do it in structure mod. So I will cancel this and will show you what exactly does it mean in structure mod. So if you create a new session and go to transaction code SPRO, SAP reference IMG, and go to controlling node, general controlling, organization, maintain controlling area. And here you have got the option copy, delete, check company code. You will click on structure and click on templates. And in templates, you will have this dialog box, click continue. And here choose structure dialog box will appear and choose controlling area company code, click continue. And here you can click copy. And now you have to give your controlling area and then company code to copy it within the structure mod. So, but our purpose is not yet fulfilled to assign the controlling area to company code in the copy company code option. The reason is if you close it and go back to transaction code OX06, which is to maintain controlling area. So I will show you the controlling area for AZ01. Double click on it, and if the assignment is controlling area same as company code, the assignment will not be done when you copy company code to create another company code. So this option should be cross company code cost accounting. Save it and I will show you the difference. And now you go to the transaction code again EC01 and click copy and AZ01 and AZ02. Continue. Okay. Again, do you want to copy the GL accounts? Click yes. And this time, if you see controlling area AZ01 is assigned to company code AZ01, do you want to copy the assignment to the controlling area? So now, if you see that this dialog box is different from the previous one, so this time you click on yes. Just remember one more thing here. If you copy the company code with controlling area assignment, then the currency settings are consistent. Otherwise, you need to adjust and check the setting of the currency once it is assigned to a controlling area. Secondly, if you will not copy the assignment to the controlling area, the currency setting needs to be validated after the assignment of controlling area is made to the company code. So I will click yes. Continue. Continue. Click continue again. Do you really want to transport number ranges? I will say no, because I can create them manually. Next, it is asking me for the customizing request. So I will create a new customizing request. Company code AZ02 so that all the customization will go under this company code customizing request node. Press save and then click continue. And finally, the dialog box has appeared which says company code AZ01 copied to AZ02. Click continue. And here you can see the completed activities. Now go back and see the global parameters for company code AZ02 and check whether the controlling area has assigned to the company code or not. So go to transaction code OBY6. And here we are. Go to position and look for your company code AZ02, which you have just created. Double click on that. And here you can see the assignment between company code and controlling area with number 2. Number 2 is cross company code cost accounting. In SAP S/4HANA, both primary and secondary cost elements are now created as GL accounts using transaction code FS00. I will demonstrate you this difference by creating one GL account into SAP ECC and the second one is into SAP S/4HANA. So in my right hand side, it is SAP ECC and on the left, it is SAP S/4HANA. First, I will go to the transaction code FS00 in SAP ECC. FS00, and normally, if you remember, we use this transaction code to create GL accounts. So now I will use the company code 2000 and create a new GL account, let's say 003. Create button, and then you choose the account group. So I will use the account group general GL accounts. So P&L statement account and balance sheet account. So this will be P&L statement account because cost elements are created for profit and loss accounts and not for balance sheet accounts, which you already know. So I will choose the account type. I will just enter X and short text. Let's say this is sales account. And I will go to the control tab and choose the account text category, which is only input text allowed. Line item display so that I can see the line items for all those transactions which will be posted by using this GL account so that I can see the totals balance. Sort key, I will put, let's say, sort key is that how the document list will be sorted. So I will use cost center. Create bank or interest, I will choose the field status group by cost accounts. Okay, and that's it. So I will go and then save my GL account. So 477003 is created as sales account. That's what we are doing into SAP ECC. And then if we want to create cost element, then we will click on this button, edit cost element, or we were using transaction codes KA01 to create primary cost element and KA06 to create secondary cost element. So, or you can click this button, edit cost element, and then you will enter the date. Suppose I will type today's date or the beginning of the financial year date, let's say 1st of April 2019, and click on master data. And I will choose the cost element category, let's say primary cost. Okay, and we'll choose the default account assignment. So I will choose the relevant cost center as per this cost element. Let's say this is a sales account, so I will choose motorcycle sales. So default account assignment is that whenever this cost element will be used, so automatically the cost center will be popped up. So you don't have to choose the cost center manually. And then click on save. So first you created GL account and then you created cost element and then you assigned cost center as a default account assignment. So that's the steps we are following when we create GL account or cost element into SAP ECC. Now I will show you how GL account is now created into SAP S/4HANA along with cost elements. So I will go into SAP S/4HANA. Again, go to the transaction code FS00. So AZ01 is my company code and I want to create a GL account centrally. So I will click on create button and type 416102. Continue and GL account type. Okay, I will choose primary costs or revenue. So you see that this GL account type was not into SAP ECC. This has been added into SAP S/4HANA, which allows primary and secondary cost elements to be created on the same screen along with the GL account. So it's a bit easier now. And choose the account group. Let's say this is profit and loss and choose the account type. Let's say X. Short text. Okay, I wanna create this as an electricity account, which is a purchase account. Again, electricity or purchase account is the part of profit and loss account. So let's say electricity. Right, and then go to the control data and choose the text category that is only input text allowed. Sort key, again you can use cost center to sort the list of transactions. Cost element category, you see that cost element category is in the same screen where you are creating the GL account now. So choose 01, which is primary cost. And if you notice, you don't have line item display field, which you have in SAP ECC. Here, line item display. Why line item display is no longer there? Because in SAP S/4HANA, the totals table is no longer required because data can be aggregated from the line item table, which is AC Doka, that is also used for reporting. So this avoids data redundancy. So that's the reason we don't have line item display into SAP S/4HANA. Go to the next tab and assign the field status group. So I will use G004 as cost center. And that's it. So when you click on save, so your electricity account has been created, both as GL account and cost element. Now you will ask me, where is the option to create default account assignment as we created into ECC cost center? So we are using now another transaction code to enter the default account assignment. So I will create a new session and that transaction code is OKB9. I will press enter. So now this was already into SAP ECC, but now this is the only option into SAP S/4HANA to create default account assignment. In SAP ECC, we have two options, either to create default account assignment into the cost element master data or by using this transaction code. But in SAP S/4HANA, we now have only this transaction code to create default account assignment. So now how we can create default account assignment? Now click on new entries. I will put my company code and the cost element which we have just created, 416103, and cost center. Choose the cost center. Our account is electricity, so choose the relevant cost center accordingly. Press enter and then click save. So that's how we are now created default account assignment for cost center. Secondly, as I have just mentioned, that KP01 to create primary cost element and KA01 and KA06 are no longer available to create primary and secondary cost element. So what does it look like now? So if you go back and go to the SAP Easy Access screen, click on accounting, controlling, cost element accounting, master data, cost element, individual processing, and now you can see that under cost element it is FS00, which is the same transaction code to create GL master. So we can verify that. Click on financial accounting, general ledger, master records, GL accounts, individual processing, and FS00 centrally. So you see both transaction codes are the same to create GL account and cost element. So how does it look like into SAP ECC? So if we go back to SAP Easy Access screen, click on accounting, controlling, cost element accounting, master data, cost element, individual processing. So you can see that the different transaction codes are displayed. KA01 to create primary cost element and KA06 to create secondary cost element. While in SAP S/4HANA, it is only FS00. So we can say that there is only one master data maintenance for both GL accounts and cost elements. Now the question will be that what will happen to cost element group? So cost element continue to be available into SAP S/4HANA. For grouping the accounts, and these will still be used for reporting purposes. So if we double click on the cost element group and select, let's say, energy and water costs, click on it and you will see that the GL account or cost element which we have just created is already under this cost element group. I will also show you how to create GL account into SAP Fiori, which is new user interface. So I will go to SAP Fiori and look for the app to create GL account centrally. So I have got this app called Manage GL Account Master Data. So I will click on it and it says Manage GL Account Master Data. So I don't want to manage, but I want to create a new GL account. So I will click on this plus icon and the screen will be changed into new GL account master data. So suppose I want to create a new GL account for water expenses. So I will enter the GL account as we used to do into the transaction code FS00. So 416104. Make sure that it's not already created, this number. And go to the chart of accounts. My chart of account is INT. Okay, account type is it is primary costs or revenue. And then I will choose the account group which is PL or P&L statement accounts. Next, P&L statement account type, I will just enter X, which is, you know, any any description or relevant description as per your requirement. Short text, let's say I will say water expenses. Scroll down and this was the general entry. Now we have to create company code data as well. As you already know that there are two types of segments into GL master data. One is chart of account segment and the second is company code segment. So here we have to create company code segment. And now we have got third segment as well, that is controlling data, which was not into SAP ECC. So in order to create company code data, click on this plus sign or symbol and enter the company code. So my company code is AZ01. Account currency should automatically be popped up, and text category, if you remember, we entered only input text allowed, which was the symbol with minus sign, and sort key, again, if you want to enter 008, which is cost center. Field status group, so we entered G004. And that's it. Change history, I will just explain to you what is that. Actually, if you will change this master data or add any new value, so the change history can track it for you, that who has made this change, what change, and what was the new value, is the what was the old value, what is the new value now. So that is about change history. Click OK, and then you will be back to the initial screen. And now you have the third segment, which is controlling data. So here you have to enter the cost element category. So cost element category is 1. Okay, and then if you are satisfied with your data entry, you can click on save, and you will have the pop-up message account has been saved successfully. You can also see this account by going back into the SAP Easy Access screen, and if you will just enter the transaction code again and go under P&L statement accounts, and you can see here 410610 as our water expenses account, which we have just created through SAP Fiori. In this lecture, we will discuss the architectural changes in the integration of SAP ERP financials and controlling. As primary and secondary cost elements are created as GL accounts now, so the concept of the reconciliation ledger has also been eliminated, and CO is integrated real time into the new GL. So where can we see that change into SAP S/4HANA system? So on the right hand side, I got ECC system, and on the left it's SAP S/4HANA. So first I will show you where the option is for the reconciliation ledger. And then I will show you in SAP S/4HANA whether that option exists or not. So let's go to SAP ECC first. So we will go to the transaction code SPRO and then click on SAP reference IMG. Go under controlling node, and it is under cost element accounting, and here you are, reconciliation ledger. So under this menu path, you can use reconciliation ledger to reconcile CO with FI. Now I will go to SAP S/4HANA, and we will see whether this option exists into the system or not. So let's go to SAP S/4HANA. Go to transaction code SPRO, SAP reference IMG, go to controlling, cost element accounting, and you don't have any option. You no longer have any option for the reconciliation ledger, which you have into ECC system. So we don't need it because cost elements primary and secondary are now created as GL accounts and are now part of the chart of accounts. Similarly, the transaction for posting CO documents to FI is no longer available in SAP S/4HANA. So where we can see that? So I will first show you into ECC system. So we will go back to SAP Easy Access screen, and it is normally under accounting, financial accounting, general ledger, and here we have the options under corrections, which is post CO documents to FI. Now I will show you into SAP S/4HANA whether that option exists or not. So go to SAP Easy Access screen. Go to accounting, financial accounting, general ledger. So you don't have any option for corrections, which you have into SAP ECC. After the periodic processing folder, you have got corrections folder. And in SAP S/4HANA, you don't have that folder. So due to this real-time integration of FI and CO, the data gets populated to CO at the same time when it is posted to FI. So in SAP S/4HANA, you don't have to run a reconciliation program between FI and CO. So the probability of getting an error or entries not posted is now significantly reduced. The only step remains in the integration between CO and FI is the account determination for intercompany clearing accounts, which we can see in implementation guide screen. So first I will show you into SAP ECC system. So go to SPRO, click on SAP reference IMG and go to financial accounting new, financial accounting global settings, ledgers and real-time integration of controlling with financial accounting, and then define account determination for real-time integration. So that's here you can define intercompany clearing accounts. So the same option exists into SAP S/4HANA, which is not changed. So go to SAP S/4HANA, go to the transaction code SAP SPRO, SAP reference IMG, financial accounting global settings, ledgers, and then integration of controlling with financial accounting, and then define account determination. So that's the only step remains, which is to define intercompany clearing accounts in the integration of controlling with financial accounting.